Hello and welcome everybody to Summoner's Rift once more. As you can see, our champions are moving out of the gate and moving down the lanes to try and find some sort of positioning early on. Let's go ahead and take a look at our team compositions. On the red side, we have Karthus likely running for, it appears he's headed towards the middle lane, as we can see going around the map right now with the mini-map in the bottom right corner. We have Tristana along with Braum heading down to the bottom lane together as that duo. Pretty classic duo going around there. We have a Rek'Sai going into the jungle. She's a very strong jungler and always a very good pick. And finally, Jace, who seems to maybe be going mid. It seems like Karthus and Jace haven't quite figured out where they exactly want to go, but they are relatively interchangeable between mid and top. Both of them have teleport. They have the double teleport strategy on the red team. On the blue side, as the minions spawn, we have Lee Sin, a very classic jungler, one of the oldest junglers, coming out for the red side. We have an Olaf heading towards top. We have a very weird bottom. We have Sivir, a relatively normal pick, and Trundle as her support. Certainly interested to see how this Trundle support's going to work out. And finally, we have Syndra heading for mid, and as we can see, both the red and blue sides are giving an early leash to their jungler, very likely to just let them smite away that big camp and head to their lanes as is usual. So we're getting into the very early farming. We had no early shenanigans, no one trying to invade either side. You know, sometimes you get these guys that are really eager to get into the fight right away. Let's go ahead and take a look at specifically Olaf. He's rocking that corrupting potion, one of the newest items being brought to League of Legends. As you guys may know, that gives you a little bit of a health increase, a little bit of a mana regeneration, and the new thing that it does is anytime that you hit an opponent with a damaging attack or spell, it's going to burn them for a little bit of extra damage, and we get a nice little example of that right now as he goes for a trade with Jace, winning out, taking about nearly half of Jace's HP, losing only about 25% of his own. Very nice trade for himself. Got a little bit of a back and forth going on in bottom lane as Sivir is choosing to push in very aggressively onto Tristana. Tristana does have a lot of difficulty last hitting under the tower. Very good plan to push in on her, get that pressure down early on, and really seize a nice little early minion advantage. And there's an example of our new master he's coming out, the Thunder God's Wrath in the middle lane as Syndra's able to hit 3 hits, very quick succession on that Karthus, getting a little extra damage bonus. So far, we haven't seen too much action. We've got both sides farming it out. Tristana choosing to go in hard as Trundle moves up the river for a little while. A little bit of a counterplay onto this Braum, but Braum's a big tanky support. He doesn't mind that too much. Gets some counter damage down. Lee Sin roaming in for the gank onto this Jace. It looks like they're going to dive. That was a really good flash by Jace, but the follow-up from the blue team gets the first blood onto Olaf. Beautiful play right there. Very well coordinated. It seems that Rek'Sai was just a little bit too slow to get to the aid of his top laner. Jace is going to teleport in very early. We've got the roam up from Karthus, and Olaf's going to go down very quickly. They're chasing down Lee Sin. They're going for the dive. Are they going to continue? It's a little early for the dive. They wisely back off before it gets a little bit too hairy over there. Got a little bit of a back and forth going down back on bot lane. Jace, it is important to note, picked up a Doran's Blade on his way back, a pink ward, and used his teleport on a minion as opposed to the tower, so it's going to have a slightly longer cooldown, but not by much. It's not going to be too back-breaking, but slight advantage to the Olaf. He used his own teleport to get back into lane, so their teleports are probably going to come off cooldown around the same time. Olaf's able to clear out that trinket ward there using his own pink ward, but it looks like we've got Rek'Sai taking care of that pink ward, keeping an eye on his buddy Jace up here in the top lane. There's even this tunnel right here. If Rek'Sai wants, she can tunnel across here into that tunnel and really cover a lot of distance if Olaf isn't careful. That's why you see him playing so far back away from there. And it looks like he's finally going to clear that tunnel, get himself a little bit of a lane position back. Once again, the bottom lane, Tristana is getting pushed in by Sivir, And a lot of damage coming onto this Braum. He has that shield up and takes less damage for it, but still, when he's just getting beaten in the face by the Trundle and the Sivir for such a long period of time, he loses a fairly big chunk of health. Looks like we got some action coming in this top lane. We've got both junglers in here. Rek'Sai coming from behind. Lee Sin's already in the brush. Rek'Sai probably saw a couple of steps there, not to mention Lee Sin kind of walked out, so they probably know that he's there. Jace trying to freeze the lane in a favorable position. Lee Sin moving even further ahead. Rek'Sai recalls, and we have Syndra coming up from the middle lane too. This looks like a big gank coming in. Another dive on this Jace, more than likely. The slow from the axe. The axe misses. The resonant misses, and they just have too many people. Too many people. Olaf lives through the Karthus ultimate. Way too many people for the Jace to survive, even though they missed several skill shots there. Heal comes out, Trundle running away as fast as he possibly can. The Wall of Pain comes out from Karthus onto that Sivir. A lot of damage. The Thunder God's Wrath Mastery is going to finish off that Trundle. The Karthus chasing down Sivir. Not really going to be able to follow, though. Sivir is relatively fast. A little bit of a back and forth here going there, but it does not appear. Wait, the Wall of Pain comes down. Sivir's going to flash over the wall. Really greedy to try and just walk right through there when you know that they have some sort of vision on you. At least you have to assume they have some sort of vision on you when Karthus is landing those defiles on the ground. Is that his cue? Is it defile? That's not defile. It's lay waste. Wow, defiles is E. I'm an idiot. We have Syndra roaming up top again. Olaf getting the slowdown on Jace, losing the man fight, but Syndra is there for backup, and boom! Jace pops like a freaking party balloon. That is some pretty explosive damage from Syndra, making good use of that Thunder God's Wrath for the new mastery. Oh, chase down onto Lee Sin, not gonna get him. He's able to W over to that pink ward in his own brush, keeping him safe. And keeping Karthus from backing, goes in on him, gets some good damage down. Karthus has to use his flash to get out of that bad position. Trundle is pretty scary, even without any sort of damage items. He has a lot of natural damage, and the infinite slow from just chomping on those enemies constantly. Lee Sin gonna have to back. Rek'Sai doing some dangerous jungling of her own, but as you know, Rek'Sai can just ultimate her way back into the jungle if she needs to. Alright, we got a little bit more of a lull. Braum, not Brand, trying to keep the creeps out of the tower range. He's able to do pretty well. Only one creep falls to the tower. We've got Rek'Sai ulting her way back into the jungle, just farming with it. And a very slight lead for the red team. Even though they are down one kill, they are farming more efficiently in a fair bit of their area. If you see, the main difference in that gold is going to come from the CS differential between Rek'Sai and this Lee Sin. Rek'Sai 41 CS to Lee Sin 17. That is a pretty large differential, and that's made even more impactful by the fact that this is jungle creeps that Rek'Sai is mainly farming and getting ahead in the golden, and jungle creeps are worth a fair bit, a big chunk of change compared to normal creeps in the lane. You know, we've got our typical back and forth coming, both junglers coming down. It looks like Sivir's going to go in hard, and Lee Sin's going to back off. Rek'Sai's a full level ahead of this Lee Sin. And we've got a shutdown in the middle lane, and Syndra's going to live through the Karthus ultimate too. Karthus, buddy, you got popped by that Syndra. Not to mention, Syndra's got a Frost Queen's claim. I mean, I wasn't noticing that, and then we've got a solo kill from the Olaf onto Jace, even though just a second ago we had the Requiem come out from Karthus. That's insane! Blue team winning 2 fights in both of their solo lanes, even living through the Karthus ultimate with both of their winners. Wow, I can't talk properly. Olaf and Syndra kicked ass. Let's keep it simple. Lee Sin gonna kick that Tristana back, gonna be able to get away just barely. Never mind, Karthus with the teleport in, and the Lay Waste is able to take him down. A follow-up kill onto the Trundle. It looks like the red team is able to get a strong dive off. The Winter's Bite and the passive from the Braum is not popped. Karthus low on mana, Syndra's popping up, and a back and forth. They're all trying to dodge each other. Olaf's able to finish off Karthus with an axe. Is the explosive shot going to finish off the Syndra? No! Sivir lives as well. Olaf gets another kill going down onto those opponents. Syndra with the aggressive flash and the ultimate. And Tristana pops. Wow, what a turnaround. Holy moly, that was insane. That is probably just a little bit of an overcommit by the red team. They did take a tower shot or two, and they stuck around in some bad positions. Karthus was out a little bit far, and it seemed like his team really wanted to support him, but they didn't have the mana to do it. They didn't have the health to do it. Karthus should have been left out in no man's land. They should have just been like, yo, sorry, buddy. Thanks for coming down here and getting that extra kill or two, but later we're gonna have to sacrifice you to the wolves. But unfortunately, they tried to stay in. They tried to help the Karthus out and tried to continue the fight. But the longer it extended, the more it favored the team with mana and the team with health, and that, at the time, was the blue team. Meanwhile, we've got Olaf clearing out this pink ward of Jace's, trying to open up that gank path right back open there. We've got Rek'Sai. We've got a big convergence onto mid. Rek'Sai is able to get down onto the Syndra. The Syndra ultimate goes off on the Karthus. Karthus is able to finish off Syndra, but the Olaf coming from behind, he's going to get that Ragnarok. He's going to keep throwing axes. Axe. Let me ask you a question, Rek'Sai. Can you run away? The answer is no. Holy crap, the cooldown on those axes is nothing. Olaf just chasing people down. That guy is scary when he is after you. Tristana leaping in very aggressively. There goes 60% of Sivir's health, not Syndra. The flash in from Tristana is going to finish her off. Kick onto Tristana into the tower. Lee Sin out of nowhere is able to take him down. The Chomp is going to keep this Braum slowed, and I don't believe he's getting out. No, he is not. Lee Sin able to finish him off with that Q. Meanwhile, Jace trying to get a push down onto this top lane since Olaf roamed towards that middle lane. Olaf becoming very, very, very scary. I don't believe Jace is able to fight against this Olaf anymore. If you take a look at the Olaf's items, he is pretty beefy. He's got quite a bit of damage. He's got those armored greaves. Ninja Tabi. They should be called armored greaves because they're armored boots, but whatever. But anyway, he's got those Ninja Tabis building up towards that Black Cleaver, and he has that new item, what the heck is it? Caulfield's Warhammer, one half of what used to be Brutalizer. If I recall correctly on exactly what item that is. Sorry guys, still trying to get a little used to all these new items, you know? They come out with the patch, and even if you've been there for a while, you're so used to this item and that item, and you've played with this one and that one for like 2 years or whatever, and then suddenly, oh hey, we've killed this item, but we've turned it into these 2 items. Look how pretty they are, look how nice they look. You're not going to remember what they're called at all, but hey, they exist now. But don't worry, we're figuring out slowly but surely. I'm really interested in this Frost Queen's claim that the Syndra has had for so long. Olaf playing a dangerous game of chicken with the tower there, just throwing out axes anytime he can. Takes a tower shot, but overall beats Jace out of that lane as Syndra is roaming up towards top as well. Uh-oh. Is she going to get anything? Not quite. Jace is able to run away, keeping himself safe right there. A slight lull in the action. A mere 1.6k lead for the blue team. Not terrible. And it looks like red team's trying to sneak this dragon over there. Karthus is actually very good at taking objectives like this. That Lay Waste is able to crit on it very quickly. And we've got a free dragon going over to the red side. Not bad whatsoever. We've got a lot of red people down here in this blue territory at the bottom lane. And it looks like a teleport coming in from the Olaf. Are they going to be able to turn this around? A flash away from the Braum as fast as he can. The axe hits. The Ragnarok is cast. And Karthus is going to go down, but Karthus is not the most ideal person to kill right away. He is still able to cast. He is able to get off that ultimate. The knock-up onto the Trundle, not going to be enough. Trundle's ultimate keeping a little bit of a health sap coming in his way. And when it's all said and done, it looks like it is a one-for-one trade. The Lee Sin for the Karthus. I think that's a bit of a favor for the blue side overall. Karthus is easily doing the strongest on his team, and him going down is definitely worth more for the blue team than losing the Lee Sin, who is building, you know, skirmisher, saber, warrior. He's got some Roman boots. I mean, sure, they lost the top tower, but that doesn't matter much. They're able to trade off the mid tower, a much more valuable tower, if you ask me. And not only that, they've got great position on this bottom tower. It looks like they're going to take that as well. Big win coming out for the blue team overall, and the axe is flashed. Jace is going to get out at the cost of his flash, getting away from that Lee Sin and that Olaf. He would have surely been dove if he didn't do that. We've got a gank coming down on this Syndra. Will the flash be spent to try and knock her into the air? The slow from Braum. One more hit. No! The flash from Syndra is able to get her out. She's alive, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez, I really thought she was going to die. What is this item? Ooh, Eye of the Equinox. Melee basic attacks. Oh. Okay, Eye of the Equinox. This is a great example of one of the new upgrades to Sightstone. You can actually upgrade Sightstone with your support items now, at the cost of the active that the support items give, and instead you get just the ability to place wards with it, but it's actually pretty cool. So Trundle choosing to go with that Eye of the Equinox instead of going for the Face of the Mountain / Sightstone double item. We'll see if Braum is going to follow in his footsteps or if he's going to do his own thing. Let's see. Can we tell how stacked this Manamune is? 410 out of 750. So Jace is getting up there on the stacks. He might be able to get that fully stacked relatively soon. He's got some long swords and a couple Doran's Blades and cooldown reduction boots, but he has been having a tough time this game. Meanwhile, we've got some pings going down around the Rift Herald, so it looks like the blue team is going to take it. The red team slightly in the vicinity, but being chased out very quickly. And the Rift Herald does go down in favor of the blue team. They're able to pick that nice little boost up for themselves. And good positioning down on this top tower. They're able to take the tier 1 out very quickly. Trade of the bottom tower. Tristan's going to take that, but the blue team has the positioning. Syndra just... Oh my god! The burst from that's insane! Holy moly, the slow from the Frost Queen's Claim spooky ghost active, followed by just the burst from Syndra. I did not know Syndra was quite that powerful. That is with nothing but the Frost Queen's Claim and an Abyssal Scepter. Wow, that's a lot of damage. One shot that Jace. One shot him. Well, you know, she hit like one more spell, but still, basically one shot him. Wow, that was a lot of power. Looking at the slight lull in the action, the red team gaining a little bit of a position on the middle tower, but Syndra's walking back up. I don't believe they're going to be able to do much about this at all. We have got a nearly 4,000 gold lead in favor of the blue team. They're certainly in the driver's seat of this game right now. They got a couple of scary people on their team. The Olaf and the Syndra being the chief front-runners of terrifying strength. Olaf 7-1 and 3, beefy as all hell. He's got a lot of health, he's got some pretty good armor, and he's got that Black Cleaver finished. Once he pops a Ragnarok, he's able to just chase down anyone right now. It is a scary time to be someone without mobility on their side, like, let's say this Karthus, for example. It's a scary time to be Karthus when an Olaf on the enemy team is that scary. And Syndra, as we just saw, able to just pop Jace so quickly. So that's the two solo laners on the red team that have to be really terrified of their opponents right now because of how strong they are. Taking a look at build, we've got Tristana pulling out that rapid fire cannon very early on as the follow-up, choosing to go that over the static shiv as the next item. That does give a little bit of a range boost every now and again for her. And we have an invasion going on. The red team going on the blue team very quickly. They're able to take down Syndra before she gets anything off. What a shutdown! Olaf is able to teleport in, but he's a little bit late to the party. He's going to throw a couple of axes, but Jace is raining down shock blasts into their face. Axe is missing, lay wastes constantly being thrown. Olaf has to pop that Ragnarok just to run away and live. Syndra taking down before she could do anything, and Olaf just arrives late to the party. Tristana jumping in very aggressively, gets a crit onto the Sivir. Sivir's able to run away. I believe she has to pop her ultimate for that. No, she was just... Oh! She is barely going to live through the Karthus ultimate. Red team able to pick off the dragon thanks to that very, very aggressive play and a very good pick-off on that Syndra. Just too far forward in her positioning. She was just in the front, and red team pulled the trigger very quickly the second that they saw her out of position, lowering that gold gap to a mere 2,000, so cutting it in half basically. But Baron is now live, and there's pings going down on him very quickly. Spooky ghosts come out. Tristana has to leap away as fast as possible. Spooky ghosts are too spooky for Tristana right now. She has to run away from Syndra. Syndra right now has just so much burst available to her. If she's able to hit that stun on anyone, I think that just about anyone on that blue team or red team, sorry, will die from it, except maybe if Braum can get his shield up. Speaking of which, Braum has chosen to go the face of the mountain route rather than combining the Sightstone with his relic shield into the Eye of the Equinox. Eye of the Equinox. It's going to take so long to get used to all these new items, but it's an exciting time. It's really exciting to see all these new items, and just really cool to see all this. And we've got a siege going down by the blue team onto this red team area. Lee Sin trying to get a bit of a flanking position. Jace is not there, and the blue team knows this. Jace is currently split pushing in the top lane, meaning that the blue team's gonna have to commit a little bit harder to get up in there, and they're fighting for position. They're able to take this position. A two-man stun. Spooky Ghost come out. Lee Sin kicks Braum into the wall. Braum flashes back. He doesn't even get his ultimate off. He dies before it finishes. Chomps come down. Axes come out. Rek'Sai can't run away from that. We've got Karthus barely living through. Jace teleports in. He's going to get knocked back before he can hit that Thundering Hammer. And blue team's able to take down two people and take down that tier 2 tower and get off scot-free with it. Get off scot-free. Jace was not there at the time. The Syndra hitting the two-man stun, setting up for her team to get a follow-up. Lee Sin in position to flank them and kick that Braum into the wall, and then everyone just choosing to follow up very quickly on the straggler, in this case Rek'Sai, just a little bit too far out of position, as she was also hit with that stun. So blue team once again taking their 4K lead, right back, swapping that gold graph back to where it was before. They had a slight dip towards the red side, but we are back to where we were a couple minutes ago, although the blue team is getting a much stronger foothold on the map as they are ahead by 2 towers. There is only one tier 2 standing left on the red side. It is in the middle lane, and that pillar comes out beautifully. Rek'Sai's knocked back. She's going to have to run into the loving arms of her teammates, get a face of the mountain shield, and still taking a chunk of half of her health. Not really at an extreme cost. Wow, that crit comes out for the Sivir. That's a lot of damage. The kick comes in from Lee Sin. Tristana's able to leap away. 3-man stun by the Syndra. Red team trying to posture themselves in a proper way to get a little bit of kiting going on, but the ultimate comes out from Syndra, and ultimately, the kite does not work very well for the red team. You get that, ultimately? You guys like that pun? Yeah! Oh, okay, I'll stop. Syndra, you know, presses R and does a lot of damage, and that's the end of why Karthus has died. And that tier 2 tower is very, very likely to fall. Oh my god, Olaf is so fast. He comes in with the teleport home guards upgrade along with the dead man's plate. And not only that, but the captain's boots, seeing as the recent change means that everyone gets home guards, the home guards bonus past the 20-minute mark. So he also has the captain's boots for the extra speed after the teleport. That was a very fast Olaf. That is actually a very good testament to how scary this Olaf is going to be, because once he hits Ragnarok and comes running at the red team with that kind of speed, it doesn't matter how hard you try and kite or what you try and do, he's going to catch whoever he wants to catch. And even Tristana is going to have a lot of trouble with someone like that. Even with her leap available and flash, that Olaf's going to be very difficult to deal with. So we've got a couple of Sterix gauges coming out. Or Jorim's Fist, actually. Wow, Jorim's Fist. I thought it was a Sterix gauge. It has a relatively similar icon. Huh. Fancy that. Well, it looks like Baron's going to be started up by this blue team. They have a very, very good foothold on the game right now. Ahead 5,000 gold, a good position on the map. They're taking a lot of free shots from the outside, but the red team's not in a proper position. Karthus is able to get a lot of damage onto the Olaf. The Baron does a lot of damage. Everyone's got the debuff on them. Karthus ultimate comes out, but it does not do nearly enough damage to take down the opponents. Everyone's looking very healthy on this blue team, and they're just going to chase down any scragglers they can. Hold on, that was a crit from the Tristana. Tristana very, very close to finishing off Sivir. She's able to use her trinket to finish him off. Gosh, I can't remember the name of that trinket. And will the stun come out? Come on, Braum. Come on. Yes, the stun comes out, finishing off the Lee Sin. But Olaf's here, the big daddy, the raid boss. Here he comes. He is a fast, fast man, but he's not able to finish them off. 4 people fall on the blue team. Surprisingly enough, this red team is able to finish off those so many people. Olaf comes back relatively strong. I'm actually really surprised that the Olaf had so much health. He takes a minute to try and laugh and swag on his opponents, and 4 people collapse on him. Oh no, the disrespect didn't work. It's a sad day when the disrespect doesn't work. And it looks like we're going to have a 3rd dragon going over to the red team. The red team's been struggling a little bit. They're still down 5k gold, but they have had pure dragon control for the entire duration of this game. 3-0. Currently working on getting that aspect of the dragon buff for themselves. That very well may be the way that they come back into this game, if at all. Let's take a look over here. We've got Syndra trying to get some wards down, clear a little bit. We've got that free ward from the Farsight Totem. That's what it's called now. She chooses not to really do anything with it. Trundle's going to come through. He's going to clear it. He's going to do his job as the support, get a lot of warding down, get some sight down, clear out some Rek'Sai tunnels, take out a little bit of what they can. Spooky Ghost coming out from the Syndra. A lot of people coming up to this top lane. Olaf currently not there, but he does have that teleport available to him. So it looks like they're going to send him off on split push duty in this bottom lane while they try and get a little bit of a posture on the top lane. Jace cutting through middle as fast as possible, trying to pull the blue team away from his towers, and says, hey, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, don't hit those towers, pay attention to me. Lee Sin takes a lot of damage. Rek'Sai follows him for some reason, and he's going to take a lot in return. The Braum ultimate comes out, but the teleport in from Olaf, he is coming in as a raid boss, does a lot of damage, is not quite dead. He is barely alive. Tristana's going to die to the ricochet from the Sivir. Oh no, Braum, you were standing too close to your friend and you did not protect them. Karthus gets knocked up by that pillar. The Karthus ultimate's gonna come down. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna kill the Sivir, and so many people limping away with no health. The Shock Blast not able to finish off Sivir. She's able to use that Zhonya's to dodge the Karthus ultimate. Oh no! 3 people with flashing red bars on the blue team almost killed by the Karthus ultimate. What a sad tale. What a sad, sad state of affairs at the end of the day for the red team. They had a pretty good position for that, but the second that Olaf teleported in, they lost any and all ability to focus on the Syndra or the Sivir, who got so much free damage in because Olaf just ran into the center of everyone on the red team and took the attention of everyone onto himself. And that Olaf continues to become just tankier and tankier and more difficult to deal with. Steric's Gauge has been finished by the Olaf along with the Lee Sin. Both of them going the very tanky routes on their team, and we have a Spectre's Cowl on the Olaf. Looks like he's, with that Kindle Gem, it looks like he's setting up for a Spirit Visage. He's going to become just impossible to deal with. He's so strong already, and he's just getting more and more powerful. Taking a look at our AD carry comparison, Sivir has completed that Mercurial Scimitar that she's been building towards. Now gives Lifesteal, very good buff for the item itself. And, sorry guys, I had a bit of a frog in the throat for a second there. You know how that goes. You're talking normally for 1 second, then the next second it feels like you just got a big old lump in your throat, and you're like, ugh, that's horrible. Anyway, getting back to it, she's got the Mercurial Scimitar, the Infinity Edge, and also choosing that Rapid Fire Cannon, getting another BF sword, so building towards another one of those large items. Whereas Tristana, as we saw, started with the Infinity Edge into that Rapid Fire Cannon. Both of them started the exact same build, but she broke off into the Lord Dominic's Regards in order to be able to just penetrate through the large amount of armor that is available on the blue team. But if you take a look at it, they don't actually have an insanely large amount of armor. They're not building a lot of armor items. You see 1 armor item on Lee Sin, 1 armor item on Olaf, 1 armor item on the Trundle. There's 1 armor item on their 3 big tanky guys, but they're not really stacking armor. They're stacking more health than anything, so this isn't doing nearly as much as something else may. But in the end, it's very helpful. We have a go-in. That Trundle drops very, very quickly, and it looks like the blue team trying to get a little bit of a kite down. The Braum is going to be finished. Oh my goodness, Karthus dies very, very quickly. Karthus ultimate is going to come out. Lee Sin's going to be finished off. Syndra dodges the Karthus ultimate, using that Zhonya's once again. And it looks like we're going to have a 2-for-2 trade. Sivir lagging behind her teammates a little bit, coming up to the Syndra for a little bit of support. We've got a relatively even amount of power players on both sides, although I'd like to put it in advantage of the blue team, considering that Olaf was alive at the end of that. Olaf continuing to be just troublesome as hell for them to deal with. So much damage onto the Sivir, she's able to pop herself out of there with the heal. Spooky Ghost come out. Rek'Sai, you're going to get slowed. Axe, 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 axe. And then we're going to finish off Tristana with the Sivir ultimate. Or the Syndra ultimate, sorry. Syndra ultimate finishes off Tristana. Uh-oh. Jace, you're in no man's land. Oh no. Download failed. What the fuck? God damn it! Why? What? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, looks like that file was corrupted, and every file for the replay is corrupted, period. Apparently it doesn't want to play nicely with the client, so I've got the next best thing. I have Puppet Theater! And we're gonna go over pretty much what happens towards the end of the game. Oh, hey, look at me, I'm Jason. Here's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the game. I'm gonna Shock Blast. Pew! Shock Blast. Pew! 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 Brr, 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 Shock Blasts. And I'm Karthus. Look at me, I'm a skeleton man, and I'm gonna lay waste at them far away. Ooh, blow. Boosh, boosh, boom, 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 boom. And, I'm Tristana. I'm gonna shoot my rockets at them, but I don't have a little animation thing for that, so I'm just gonna stand here as if I was doing nothing. Yay, Tristana! And Olaf's gonna be like, oh, well, this is getting annoying, so I think I'll just ignore all the towers. It's time to Ragnarok! Red Olaf! Boosh, 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 boosh. No, I'm dead. Dead. Bleh. But wait, I'm Karthus. I can still do things. Let me play you the song of my people. Do 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 do. Take that. I'm still dead though. Bleh. And off Karthus went to be dead. Bye, Karthus. And then lightning hit all of them, and they said, oh, ow, that kind of hurt. But Tristana time. Push, 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 push. Axes, axes. And meanwhile, Syndra over here is going to be like, ooh, look at me, I'm Syndra. I can throw lots of balls at people. And even though this used to be Karthus' lay waste, now it's my ultimate. Boom. Boosh, 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 bam, boo, boosh, boosh, boosh. Oh, I'm Jason, I'm dead. Bleh. Beep. Bye, Jace, you're dead too. Oh no, my teammates are dying. Jump back, whoosh. Oh, poof. Attack, or boosh, boosh, bam, boosh, back. Oh no, I tanked too much tower damage. Bleh. Dead. Red Olaf is dead. I'm Lee Sin, and I heard there was a battle somewhere, but I got lost along the way. Whoosh. Bye, Lee Sin, you're gone. Oh, and in the meantime, Tristana killed Sivir too. Oh no, Sivir! I mean Syndra. Syndra is who I mean. Oh no, Syndra, you're dead! Bleh. And now it's down to just Tristana and Sivir, and the supports don't matter. And Tristana's taking damage already, and she attacks and gets some crits, but then Sivir's like, lol, I have more crits than you. Blah, 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 blah. No, I am the dead. Dead. And then Sivir goes up and boosh, boosh, bam, poof, 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 and everything dies and explodes. Winner! And that's how the game ends. Our blue team won, and our red team lost. Unfortunately for them, it was a hard-fought battle, but blue team stayed ahead for pretty much the whole time. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry for technical difficulties. We'll try and screen some of the match next time before I just start recording. Bye, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the Puppet Theater. Yay! Oh, that was terrible. I'm sorry for what I did to you.